knows what.
All right, so we're gonna get started here. Welcome to the people that we have logging on. Ezekiel, glad to see you could join us. We're gonna get started here again, similar to how some of our other sessions have gone. We're gonna keep you muted and video off, just so that we can make sure that there's no lagging issues. But feel free to ask questions as you go in the chat, and Cassandra will answer them as she does her tour. Cassandra, how are you?
Okay, well, we're gonna start over at this old building that we repurposed. So this was on our property when we moved in. So it was full of all sorts of junk and all sorts of not very nice goodies. So we basically cleaned it out and we're like, okay, we're gonna see what's in it, and what the shape of the floor is, and that sort of thing. So yeah, so we've got a door, of course, and then something I really like about this coop is we come into this storage area, which is kind of a nice transition area. So, from a biosecurity perspective, this is a great area where you can change your boots before you actually go into your coop. So I store, lots of feed in here. This is just boot covers. So if people want to come in the coop, I'll give them a pair of boot covers to wear. I like foot baths, but the problem is, of course, when it's -20, your foot bath is frozen and doesn't do you any good. So, I like those. So this area isn't finished yet. We still need to insulate it, and that's kind of our project this winter. But this is essentially what it looked like once we cleaned it all out. So there really isn't anything there. But we put you can see we have Tyvek that we actually put on the inside because we didn't want to do really anything to the outside. And then we put insulation, we polyed it, and then we put plywood over top of it. So there is a vent. I don't know if you guys can see, there is a vent kind of up here where you first come in. So it's this little door here. We can open that to get a bit of ventilation coming through. So yeah, basically walk in, lots of storage. We are going to convert this into a little room. So there will be a wall here going across, and we're going to use this as a room for like baby chicks, injured birds, just another space to separate birds in. So yeah, we walk in. So you can see we have the plywood all up here. We've got a vent up here, and then we have a window here. We do need more ventilation in here. It's not enough. It's definitely not that 20% that you want. And I did notice that this past winter that we really didn't have enough. So that's kind of on the to-do list. This is a really good setup if you have new birds that you're introducing to your flock, that you've had them in quarantine separate from these other birds, they're not sick, but when you go to introduce them to the rest of your flock, it works really well having them in a wired dog crate with food and water, of course, and then that way they can see each other. They can smell each other, but they can't hurt each other. So yeah, we've got, this is a light bulb. This is a special poultry specific light bulb that, you know, is supposed to help the bird's egg production and reduce cannibalism and that sort of thing. We've got a few feeders. I love these waterers, especially in summer. They're not heated for winter, but in summer they're great because the birds can perch on top of them, you know, so they can't, and they just have this little lip, so the water stays really nice and clean. I really like those. I just put them up on a milk carton so they don't kick shavings and stuff in it. So then, yeah, your litter. Nest boxes, you want kind of one for every 4 to 5 hens. So I've got a few different styles here. Truthfully, I really prefer this style to those ones, just because these ones, the birds can sit on top of them and they like to crap all over them, as you can see. So yeah, I like these ones a little bit better, but you can kind of make them however, you know, you can build them yourself, you can buy them. But yeah, they, you know, come in lots of different styles. We've got your door going out to your outdoor run. So this door, it's kind of neat. It's on a light sensor. So when it starts to get dark out at night, it will automatically close. And then in the morning, once the sun starts to come up, it will automatically open. So it's kind of nice. We've installed it on the inside just to protect it a little bit better. So yeah, that's a nice feature, but you don't need that. Like a manual door works just as fine. I'm just kind of lazy.
Where did you get the light sensing door from?
So I ordered this from a fellow in the States. It is called a ladies first chicken door. It wasn't super cheap. It depends on the exchange, of course. But yeah, it works great. It's solar powered. It's, you know, runs based on the light. Yeah, it works really good. You can manually override it. Oh, let's see. Oh, okay. I might not have. It does need batteries in it that are charged. I usually just leave it open through all of summer, to be honest. But yeah, it works really, really good. So yeah, and then we've got our roofs, which are the 2x4s with the wide side facing up. And then this is one of those heaters. So this is one of those flat panel, zero clearance radiant heaters. So you can buy these at any farm supply store. The birds, very low, like basically no fire risk. You can touch them in the winter when you have them on. So yeah, they're really cheap to run. These are, I just love these. Yeah, they work really, really good. So those are nice. We got another bird here that's being introduced to the flock. So usually when you're introducing new birds, if you give them even a week, 10 days kind of in this setup, that's usually all it takes. And when you go to let them out, there's usually very, very minimal issues. So yeah, this is a really good way to introduce new birds to your flock. I have a little board I keep here just to keep the straw in there. Biosecurity sign, power. So this is on, this light is on a timer. So I don't have to worry about it in summer because of course the days are long enough. But in the winter, you know, this coop is kind of my my hardcore layers. So I have mostly Lowman Browns. I have some Leghorns. I have some Rhode Island Reds in here. So in the winter, I will give them light, and I just set it up on this timer. I can do it through my phone. It's an app on my phone. It's all over Bluetooth, and yeah, it works really, really well. So that light bulb in there, it is dimmable. So I'll actually have it come on at, say, 5 in the morning, and I'll have it come on at like 15% strength, and then I'll actually step up the amount of light over an hour until it's at 100%. So yeah, it's kind of in there. Yeah, lots of storage. That's the duck pool. That's for you, Kaylee.
Oh, thank you. Taking notes over here.
Oh, good. This is our water hydrant. So the coops, this one was where it was, but we built the other one nearby because our water source is here. So it's just something you can think about as you're building your coop. Yes, hello, buddy. You can think about where your water supply is. Okay, so we'll go to the outdoor run. This coop inside is the actual chicken area is about 11 by 12, I want to say. And then, so let me check here. Okay, and then the storage room is 5 by 12. Okay. And then now the outside run is 12 by 16. So we'll go see that. So we added all of this on to this building. We've got the galvanized steel mesh. You can see a couple different clasps to get in. So we'll go in here. Now this coop, this is kind of still a work in progress. It does have the roof with the mesh, but it doesn't have anything covering it. So this, it's good, but I would really like eventually to get some sort of roof over top of this, because when it rains or snows, these guys don't stick around, right? They all go inside. It gets full of mud. Yeah, it's just not very nice. So the more protected it can be, obviously the better. I do have gravel in here, which you can see. So that does help quite a bit, cut down on the mud. We've got little perches, feeder, little stumps, little things for them to perch on. I like to throw straw out here for them to kind of dig around in. I've got a little dust bath, which I see they've had fun kicking a bunch of dirt out of. I've got a little shelter here for them. So again, once we roof this properly, I wouldn't really need something like this, but yeah, little feeder. I like this style of feeder just because it's fairly weatherproof. So, the feed, like they have to stick their head in there to access it. So, you're not going to get feed being wasted by, getting snow and rain on it and that sort of thing. So I definitely wouldn't put a hanging feeder out here because, like anytime it rained or snowed, it's just going to get covered, right? Another little waterer. I do have electricity out here as well, which is nice. So if I have a heated waterer I want to put out in winter, I can just plug it in this corner. And that's our door going back in. So yeah, this is nothing fancy. Like you can see, this is an old building. It's just been repurposed. But yeah, it does the job. Really secure. We've got all the wire up along the edges of it. So we're just really trying to keep any predators out is what you want. Okay, let's close that up. This is where the ducks live in the summer, Kaylee. This is for you too. So we've got pretty basic little dog run. It's not a permanent structure. They'll be moving in. I usually put them in that coop we were just in the winter. We've got just the 5 ducks, but just a little kind of temporary shelter in the summer. They don't really need a lot, but I do make sure I put them back in here at night because that's when you'll kind of get, predators running around is at nighttime. So yeah, they've got a little shelter, little waterer. Of course, they like to drink out of the pool. This is June Carter. She loves to sit on nothing. She's not even sitting on eggs, but she loves to sit there all day.
I love your birds' names. You've got Cher, you've got June Carter.
Johnny Cash. Okay, so we do have some broilers right now, and they are also just in a temporary kind of non-permanent shelter because we only raise them in the summer. So they're in a dog run as well, and then their actual little coop, they get closed in it at night. So they've got water as well. They like straw to kind of play in. But yeah, we've got feeders. That little ladder is going up to nest boxes, and I just close that off because, of course, they don't use them, right? They're just here to grow fat. They don't lay any eggs. So yeah, they're doing pretty good. That's those guys. We've got 23 or 24 of them, somewhere in there. So yeah, but they've got, a little tarp over it just to kind of keep them sheltered from the elements. I don't name them. Oh, actually, that's wrong. I think Richard named them teriyaki and then honey garlic 1 through 23.
Solid name choices. Very appropriate.
Right. So this is a nice little mobile chicken coop that also would only be appropriate in summer. Can't use it in winter, but it's really nice. It has the galvanized steel mesh. It's got a good roof. It has lots of access doors. This would probably be suitable for 4 or 5 chickens, I would say. I like it because it has little vents on either side, which is nice. You can open and close those as you need. And then it's got kind of an access area here. So I have our rabbits in it right now. Yeah, I mean, usually it has there's kind of dividers that go here for nest boxes. I think there's 3 is what it works out to. And then there's a few little roosts that attach in here. So this is kind of a nice option if you're just keeping them in the summer or you hatch baby chicks and you want to get them started in something until you can move them in with your adult birds. If you have a new bird that you want to quarantine, you could do sit away from your other birds. But yeah, I just fill it full of straw. The bunnies are in it right now, but it is meant for chickens. But okay. So yeah, and it's nice because two people can, someone can grab either end and then move it. You can move it around on different patches of grass and, that sort of thing. So we'll go into Cluckingham Palace. So this is it from the outside, and we are doing rentals on it right now. So I apologize, not everything is done, but it has a tin roof, as does that one. It is about 10 by 10, this the actual coop part. And then the outside run is 10 by 40. So it's quite a bit bigger. What I like about it is that it's really nicely well covered. So the birds, even if it's snowing or it's raining, they'll still spend quite a bit of time out in it. So yeah, it's works really well that way. We've got two big windows. So we'll go in. So what I really like in this is that these are their roofs and they're kind of on this shelf. So it's got like a lip here. So if you, what I like about this is that I can clean under the roofs, which is where most of the poop is, and it only takes me like 15 minutes. It's super quick, super easy to do. Yeah, and the nice thing is you catch probably 80% of the poop in your coop just by being able to easily clean under your roofs. So I've got 2x4s in here, and then I've got a few of these little heaters you can see. They're unplugged now, of course. We've got these little bathroom vents. We have several of those in here. So they're kind of nice because you can adjust them. But yeah, really the windows are really nice to have. They're really, this is very well ventilated in here. We have a rabbit in here too. So that's why there's hay and rabbit pellets. I've got a few of these feeders in here. I like them because they're a lot lower to the ground, but the birds have to stick their head in there to get the feed, so they don't tend to waste a lot with this. And it holds a lot of feed in that. Like it's almost a full bag, which is like 20 kg. Waterer.
Oh, looks like Cass is just having a quick problem.
First chicken door. Okay. And then I have grit and oyster shell in little kind of feed pans for them. What's really nice in this coop, so we've got this fiberglass wall paneling in here. So really easy to clean, easy to disinfect. You can just pressure spray it all down. It cleans up really, really nice. The other nice thing in here is we have this ventilation fan. So if I turn it on, okay. So it's really nice because it will actually exchange all the air in this coop over in a minute. So when I have really, really cold days where I've had the coop, more closed up, I can run this for, I'll run it for 20, 30 minutes and you get, really nice fresh air in here, which is good. And it's hard to do that in winter. Ventilation is really tricky. So, a little radio because they like to listen to country music. Another big window. And these are the nest boxes. So I have 10 of them. So this is good for about 40 to 50 hens. So lots of nice things with these. They have the little curtains on them to make them more a dark kind of area for them to lay. They have this bar. We didn't build this, by the way. I ordered it from Miller Hatchery, I think, in northern Alberta. So it has this little bar. So at nighttime, you can actually pop this up and then stop at least the bigger chicken breeds from going in and sleeping in the nest box at night, which is nice. It has a slanted roof, so they don't, they run across it a little bit, but they can't really sit on it all night and poop on it. So it stays relatively clean. And then, yeah, the really neat thing is, these are all a rollaway style. So, the idea is when your bird, goes in, they lay the egg, it's going to roll away, and then you can just pop this up, and collect your eggs. So I don't usually have a problem with these. These are kind of all my fancy breeds in here. So I don't tend to have that big of a problem with them like eating their eggs, but some breeds do that more than others. So this style is definitely nice for that. Get that back down there. Yes, hello. Another feeder, waterer. This is another one of those flat panel heaters. So what I'll actually do, I will turn it on like in fall once it starts to get just a little bit cold, and then you can put these little bucket waterers right up to them, and they'll kind of keep them a little bit warm and kind of extend the times in the year that you can use these types of waterers. I just really like these ones, but there's lots out there, but I've just found these to be really good. It's just your electrical panel, more vents. And then this is what I was talking about with the sensor push. So this little guy, I usually just like zip tie it to the side of the feeder so it's at bird height. But it's nice, it's small, and it measures your temperature and humidity. And then you can just download the app on your phone, and you can check anytime what your temperature, humidity is, and then what it has been, up to like the past, I say like year or so. Like it'll give you data way back. So it's kind of handy just to measure how you're keeping your humidity in, especially in winter time when ventilation is so tricky. Everyone loves Mother Nature's dust baths the most. Yeah, it's they make little holes and crevices and kind of do their own thing. So this is 10 by 40. It also has this mesh on it. And then lots of tree stumps. That's a swing. I have yet to see anyone use it like to actually get swinging, but they'll like hop on it. But lots of stumps. you know, different perches. There is a mirror, a little bench for the morning gossip, dust bath. You can hang different things like this and put, you know, veggies, or, you know, even in winter, I'll put the actual suet feeders in here for them, you know, just to kind of give them, it's really cold. That's Bandit. That's the bunny. You know, different waterers. Anything big like this, I usually cover it just so they can't stand on the edge and just poop right in it. You can just leave it open a bit. Again, there's power outside if you want to plug in a heated waterer in the winter. And then I really like this style of feeder for you know, outside, just because again, it's not very exposed, so you know they have to stick them down anything. So anything that style for outside is what you want, so you're not having feed that gets, you know, wasted in winter. So that's Susan. She's a naked neck silky. Yeah, so it has gravel in here. I like to throw them straw. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's kind of it.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Cassandra. Are there any more questions? We've got a little bit of time, so feel free to pop any questions in the chat, or if you want to know more about a specific item that she talked about, or sourcing some of her supplies or materials, feel free to pop it in and okay.
You know, siding, of course. Yeah, tin roof. These are just clear panels up across there. Yeah, it works. We're constantly dreaming. Well, I'm constantly dreaming up more things, but you got to have some fun signs. Beware of attack chicken.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much, everyone who joined us. And don't worry if you want to, you know, you remember that Cass talked about something, but you can't quite remember the name of a product or how she has it set up. Keep an eye on our social media, and we will be posting this video for everyone to view on both our YouTube and on our social media starting tomorrow morning. So you will be able to view it after the fact. Thank you so much, Cassandra. This was awesome. We really got a great in-depth look.
Welcome. Oh, you're very welcome. I hope you guys got some ideas, and yeah, it's lots of fun. You can be creative with it. So these are just a few ideas, but you certainly, you know, you can have fun with it and kind of build what works for you. So yeah, I like easy, but yeah, whatever works, right? So
fantastic. All right, I think we'll wrap her up for tonight, and for any of you that are joining us tomorrow night, we look forward to seeing you.
awesome. Thank you so much, everyone.